So I've been meaning to make a video talking about this topic for quite some time, and I was debating on whether this was just going to be a regular talks video or if this was going to be hardcore editing in this. I think maybe this is probably the best way to go about it. I'm a big Spider-Man fan, period, but everyone got into Spider-Man in their own way. My way of getting into Spider-Man, of course, because I'm fixing to be 30, was the Spider-Man 90s cartoon. This is one of, if not my favorite interpretation of the character, and I really just enjoy the show overall. For those that are unaware and did not watch the show unfortunately ended on a very not really tying things up cliffhanger. Kind of was very open for another season, and it never happened. Well, with the hype of X-Men 97, the big animated series that just came out on Disney Plus, where Spider-Man from this exact 90s series made a cameo. The clear, obvious assumption was that they were going to make a Spider-Man 90s cartoon continuation in the same spirit and vein of X-Men 97. That was what was... It wasn't just clear, it wasn't just evident, it was in your face tease of like, this is coming. And not only did they tease it, it would have been a massive success. Let's just take a look. I couldn't get exact numbers on how much money X-Men 97 made. But X-Men 97 is a Disney Plus streaming service, so it doesn't have box office numbers, but the show premiered with 4 million views for the first 2 episodes in their first 5 days. The series finale garnered 3.5 million views in its first 5 days. And then over here, even more impressive is the fact that X-Men the Animated Series has experienced a 522% increase on the platform since the new show premiered. So, X-Men 97, the new animated series, which was crazy popular, has a crazy high rating on IMDb, and reignited interest in the old franchise, causing double viewership. You're now getting viewership on the newer show, now getting viewership on the older show. You are now making money on top of money. That's how that works, right? The problem is that I guess they don't want money. I'm not understanding, and I'm going to dive into this deeper. Let me just ask a simple question. In today's day and age, what is more popular? Who is more popular? X-Men or Spider-Man? Let's just be honest with each other. I love X-Men. I do. They're not my favorite, personally, but I love X-Men. Even if they're your favorite, just take a step back and just be honest with yourself. In today's day and age, with children, young adults, and even older adults, include everyone, who is more popular, X-Men or Spider-Man? It is obviously Spider-Man, right? In this day and age. Maybe back then, in the 90s, X-Men was more popular. Probably. But in today's day and age, I would definitely say it's Spider-Man. If X-Men 97 got these kinds of numbers, a new Spider-Man cartoon? You're kidding me. Would easily double this. Absolutely. Easily double this. Easily. It's Spider-Man. Spider-Man is Marvel's Batman. You make something, people watch it. Right? And the problem is that they went with a comic book. There's so many reasons why that's a problem. There are so many reasons. One is that, well, it's a comic book. I don't understand what the point of that is. I really don't. And it's not even written by the original creator. Granted, J.M. DeMatteis is definitely one of the greatest... He's one of the greatest Spider-Man writers ever, but he was definitely involved in the 90s show itself. But the problem is that this is still not his story to tell. You need to get back John Semper, but you didn't. So this is not an animated series, and the original creator is not involved. So my question then, Marvel, is what the hell is the point? What is the point? I mean, let's just be honest with each other. What gets more attention? A Disney TV show or a comic book? Look, I love comic books, but we have to live in the time we're living in, and it's 2025. Comic books don't sell like they used to. They just don't. TV shows are kind of the new medium, or movies, or whatever the case is. Comic books, I don't want to call them a dying art, because I would hate to refer to something that I love so much as dying. But I mean, we have to face the facts, and they're just not as popular anymore. You are telling me that you opted for a comic book over. I really just don't understand who you're making this for. Who are you making it for? The fans of the 90s cartoon? They don't want to see the story of the 90s cartoon continued by a writer who didn't write the original. I mean, he started writing the original. I'm talking about the original creator. They're not going to tell any of John Semper's story. John Semper actually released the script for what he wanted to have happen after the ending. I have a copy of the script. He when he did his Rocketeer Kickstarter, if you donated to it, that was one of the things you received, was the script, and I read it, and it's phenomenal. But that's not what's going to be in this comic. It's not what's going to be in the comic at all. One of the biggest reasons why I'm frustrated is this. When you create a project like this, like an animated series that requires a lot of money behind it, you're going to need a lot more hands on deck, right? So when you create a comic book, how much staff is on a comic book at Marvel? So you've probably got, on average, about 5 or 6 people. You've got the writer, you got the guy who's doing the drawing, the inking, the colorer, you've got the editor. You've got, I would say, on like a maximum, maybe 11, 12 people. That's all you're employing. And you're looking at about $5,000. Now, this is Marvel. I would hope that they would pay more. Granted, this person on Reddit is talking about DC only charges they only pay out about 100 or 150 per page, which I think is pretty crazy. I think that that's not enough. But imagine being Marvel and you announce this big old project here. You only spent $5,000 on it at most. Let's run this up and say $10,000. But you're only employing 12 people. What frustrates me about this is that if they had opted to make it a TV show, would it have costed Marvel and Disney more money? Yes. However, if you see the success of X-Men 97, I think it's pretty accurate and pretty honest to just say to yourself that Spider-Man 97 or 94 would have done equally well, if not more so. Right? And how much staff is on an animated TV show at Marvel? Well, you have to have a team of writers, a team of storyboard artists, a team of character and location designers, a team of background artists, a team of character and effect animators, a team of compositors and editors. You've got to get voice actors in there. You have a whole team. You are taking a something like this, where it's like a $5,000 and you're maybe employing 12 people, to like because X-Men 97 costed or had a budget of about $17 million, right? So obviously that's way multiplied, but you're also able to employ a lot more people. And that's my biggest pain with this Spider-Man 94 comic, is that not only did they miss the opportunity to make this into an animated series just for the fans, because that's what we would have wanted, as it would have been more popular, but they missed the opportunity to open up jobs for freelance animators who need the work. Why would you not make this an animated series? It doesn't make any sense to me. Why would you choose to employ, 5 to 10, maybe 11, 12 comic book people when you could change it into a TV show, and now you're employing thousands of people? You're now opening up thousands of jobs. People who can now work on this and help pay their bills and help take care of their family. And I'm not saying comic book writers don't need that as well, but we're talking about employing 10 people versus employing 10,000 people. Maybe not 10,000. That's a lot for a TV show, but like 1,000. You know what I mean? Like, this was a huge. I don't know what happened in this office. I don't know what happened in the office here when they made this decision. I just could not personally be more disappointed. I can echo what a lot of other people online who've complained about this has said, and said that the story itself is probably still going to be good, and that's probably true. My issue is that what is the point? I know this guy's a great Spider-Man writer. I know he is. Let him write an original story. Let him write a new Spider-Man story. What is the point of bringing back an old classic without the people who made it? Like, what is the point? What are we even doing? What's the point of that? I genuinely don't get it. If the original creator was deceased, then I understand. But he is not. He is still alive, and he's wondering why he hasn't been contacted. So I don't understand. And I heard too, by the way, like, oh, well, they didn't make it an animated series because they didn't want it to interfere with Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. That's also on TV. Okay. Well, I don't understand what that has to do with it. So we have your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. There is also Spidey and His Amazing Friends that airs on TV. Oh, but that doesn't count. Well, why doesn't that count? Oh, because it's for kids. Oh, so it's for a different audience? Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, I would also think that a Spider-Man 94 animated series would also be directed at a different audience than the Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man show. By the way, a lot of people don't even really like that Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man show. And I'm not saying that, you have to end it. But, like, if I had to pick one or the other, I would probably pick a Spider-Man 94 Return priority over Friendly Neighborhood. Or don't forcibly make it into a comic simply because, well, we have another Spider-Man show on TV already. That is lazy. That is uninspired. And, is there a harsher way to say that you don't care about the property or franchise when you're just kind of like, it's whatever. Is it whatever? If you think it's whatever, then I probably shouldn't read it then, right? But that's where I'm standing at with it. What do you guys think? What are y'all's thoughts on this? I just my bottom line opinion is literally just I don't understand what we're doing here. I don't know what the point of any of this is. It's literally, in my opinion, pointless. It literally again, this could be the greatest Spider-Man story ever told. And it doesn't matter. It means nothing. It means absolutely nothing because it's not. It doesn't matter. It's not John Semper's story. So again, this could be the greatest Spider-Man story ever told. This could be the greatest story ever told. Period, by human hand. Like, whoever the first author in the world is like crapping his pants because this is the greatest story ever told. Could be. It doesn't matter. It does not matter at all because it's not made by the original creator. That's where I stand on it. That's my opinion. What do you guys think? Leave those comments down in the description box down below. Let me know. And see you guys next time. Thanks so much to Prince Tendley, Ryan Wilkins, and Kame Senin for all becoming members. If you would also like to become a member, on my channel there exists multiple different tier levels, and you can pick out which one is best for you.